So the Tenderloin District is the inner city of San Francisco. It's 305 low-income buildings in less than 1 square mile. 37,000 residents live here. In addition to that, the city's 6,000 homeless pass through this district every single day. 3 major crimes every single hour. We average 2 registered sex offenders per block. And it's probably the highest crime rate in any other district of San Francisco. It's a beautiful community, but in the midst of the beauty, there's also a lot of pain. Since 2 years old, this is all I've known. There's no excuse why we can't help someone else. And I remember growing up, I had troubles of my own. I actually almost ended my life here in the Tenderloin District. I remember just being right here on Taylor Street with a gun in my glove box, almost ended my life. My wife left me. It's where I hit rock bottom as well. And it's also where I met Jesus. And so for God to call me back to this place to minister, I understand what the people are going through. My name's Christian. I'm the executive director of San Francisco City Impact. And my dad, who founded the ministry, really just responded to a simple act of intervention that started the whole ministry. That was 30 years ago. And it really just changed the course of our family. I mean, I grew up in this ministry, going door to door with my dad as he visited people. And so really this is all I've known growing up is City Impact.
You know, for 27 years of my life, no one told me about Jesus. I was locked up within myself, came from a very abusive home, and all of a sudden I was liberated by this message from this TV evangelist, and I just felt like, you know, the hope that I picked up from that message of Jesus, I wanted to tell the folks here in the Tenderloin. And so we came here, we started knocking on the doors and just wanted to tell them about Jesus so they can be free like I was free. And that was 30 years ago. We never stopped coming.
Yeah, I just love the fact that it's a changed life, changing lives. It was more God doing internal change in my dad. Before the ministry could expand and grow, and before we could be entrusted with more, I know God was dealing a lot with his heart. I remember we used to go and minister in the inner city and then worship in the suburbs. And God convicted him and said, are you too above the people to worship with them? And each time, you know, we crossed one of those changed moments in our hearts, like the ministry would just grow a little more. And now it's just like our life. So I just love the beautiful picture that's shown. You know, starting with my dad, the key is to just stay put. You know, people look at City Impact now within the last 2 to 3 years and say, wow, it's really just grown out of nowhere. I mean, exponentially. And I tell people that's wrong. You know, there is no such thing as overnight success. My dad did all the hard work. I mean, you know, 30 years of planting spiritual roots, that's the hard part. But we've come to the conclusion, because Jesus saved us and changed us, that that's the best thing we have to offer this community. We exist to intervene on behalf of the people in the inner city of San Francisco. And what we've seen from day one is, in the midst of intervening, we've also found that it's not just changed lives that are happening here in the inner city, but it's the people we're mobilizing to serve and intervene. Their lives are being changed as well. I mean, the greatest gift my dad gave me is that he always got himself into impossible situations that God had to rescue him out of. Because I tell people all the time, I can stumble, I can fall, but I can't doubt God's for real. I've seen it. I've seen God too many times work in my dad's life. And that's the gift he gave me. And I just know that my calling right now is to honor the past, but not to worship it. We want to impact this city, man. We want to change this community. Out of the worst district, could there be a revival and a spiritual awakening? Could we export Christian missionaries from the inner city out to other cities in America? That's our hope for this community.